Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing another Scooby-Doo movie review today, and today we're going to be doing Scooby-Doo and Where's My Mommy? So this originally came out in 2005, so I want to assume this is when What's New Scooby-Doo was really hot at the moment, which was probably one of my favorite series for Scooby-Doo. And you guys can watch this on Boomerang, you guys can watch this on Amazon Prime, YouTube, own the DVD, whatever. So this is actually a interesting tale for me personally, because this takes place in Egypt and kind of associated with a so-called ancient Egyptian curse. And I love ancient Egypt. I love the culture around it. I love all the stories and the historical, side of things. So we have where Velma is actually in um, Egypt, and she's helping restore the Sphinx. And what happens is her and the one that she's working with, they unleash a part of the area of the Sphinx where Cleopatra apparently was buried, and there is uh, a story where she left all these jewels to have it returned to her people at some point, and the gang misses her, and they want to take a trip, and they take a trip down there to see her. But as soon as they come down to see Velma, they see where these treasure hunters come, and one of them is the professor. She's kind of got like, I would say almost like she's like the blonde Tomb Raider, or the wannabe blonde Tomb Raider, and so she kind of tries to take over, and as soon as she does, the curse apparently somehow gets released, and the one that was funding this project, who was a prince or whatever, he gets turned into stone, and then Velma and the gang, they try to figure out exactly what's going on, and then something happens to Velma where Velma gets turned to stone. And what we see is we go through the journey of them trying to figure out what is fact from fiction, and then at the same time, we also see what exactly is real. Now, one of the things I will say that I really did enjoy about this movie is we had a familiar voice in here. We did have some familiar voices. We had Ron Perlman returning. We had Christine Baranski. I'm probably going to butcher her name. And then a very familiar voice for me personally, Oded Fury. I'm probably butchering this man's name, who played Ardith Bay in The Mommy, which is one of my favorite movies. Great character, and I thought it was just a great film. Now, again, the entirety of the movie, they're trying to figure out what exactly is fact from fiction. Is, this curse real? Scooby and Shaggy come across this other civilization that apparently worship this deity that resembles Shaggy and Scooby. And when this happens, we see where one of them, who is a priest, really kind of reminded me of Imhotep in a way, and it's played by Ron Perlman. And we see where they are trying to sacrifice Shaggy and Scooby to this scorpion, which turns out to be a robot. Then we see where the rest, when the gang tries to come up with an idea to stop Cleopatra from, I would say, messing up the world and unleashing her curse and stopping this professor from taking Cleopatra's golden crown. We see where Daphne dresses up as another Cleopatra, and Fred, mobilizes this, this task force, I guess you'd say, to stop the undead Cleopatra and the professor. And while this happens, we see where Cleopatra's crown is found, but then we also see where everything just gets flooded, and the Nile gets has water in it again. Then we see some other things, which is crazy as well, where Scooby and Shaggy are helping, and then Scooby realizes something smells familiar around this Cleopatra, and turns out Velma was Cleopatra. She did this along with the prince, so that way they could scare away any kind of poachers or treasure hunters or anything, which again, they explained how everything was working, and I don't think it was a bad story. I didn't mind the fact that I think one of the gang was behind this. Again, it's one of those where I didn't really care. I didn't feel like it was a bad move. I didn't feel like it was a bad I would say twist, which again is perfectly fine because again we've seen that off and on, to where it's a familiar face who's actually not a threat. It's more of a friend or a associate that they come across sometimes who's actually not a threat, but they're doing this deed in hope for something better. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But overall, I did enjoy this movie. There were some funny moments. There were some cool moments, especially with it being centered around Egypt. But what do you guys think about this film? Have you guys seen this film? Are you a fan of this film? Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll be seeing you guys as always on the next one.